Hello, everybody. It's a really pleasure for me to be in the same space, virtual space, but still with Kayo MUNAKATA, an author of the book, The Way of Playback Theatre, which is soon will be out in paper, and we are so happy about it. The story of the path of this book is quite long, but at the end of our talk we'll say more about it. Now I would like, Kayo, to present yourself to us, as you say, about your life, professional life, about your way in playback theater, and maybe what is your main occupation now.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'd like to see you in face to face, but this is better than nothing, and I am very happy to be with you in this way.
So, Kayo, what is
yes.
What is your main occupation now? What is your job?
And that's quite interesting. Maybe playback theater is not the number one. So if people ask me what's your job, my job is the corporate trainer. I am from business world. So I am teaching and training the person who works for the organization, company, and many organization. So that's my identity, who you are. If you ask me, I'm the corporate trainer.
Yeah. And you use playback theater in these trainings, and you use a lot of other things.
Well, to be honest, I'm not using a lot, but for example, tomorrow I am using playback theater online for the younger generation of one company. So it's not the large part of it, but a little part of my training is using playback theater, or many exercises, or the many warm-ups, some of playback theater.
Yeah, and were you in the business world when you found playback theater? How did you found playback theater in the first place?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was waiting. So I met Jonathan Fox in 1992, meaning 30 years ago. So I was a corporate trainer, and there's a kind of workshop for corporate trainers. Corporate trainers themselves are trying to be better. So we took some workshop training, and one day Jonathan Fox is the trainer for us. And I just jumped in without knowing anything about it. And I felt in love.
Wow. And then you started to have trainings and learning about it?
Yes. So actually 30 years ago in Japan, nobody was so serious about playback theater. So it means only 3 days a year, Jonathan Fox visited Japan, and people participated 3 days intro basic playback theater, and that was all, and nothing more. So when I participated in this Jonathan's workshop, I felt I need it. I want to do it again. But there's no place, no person, no teachers in Japan at all. So the only one choice I could do it again is visiting US. So I visited United States, Jonathan's training center, School of Playback Theater in New York.
And then you started your own company? You started your own company?
No. It's a long way to wait. So I started my company to 1994. It took 2 years or 3 years most.
Yeah.
And it was not a company, not performing company. I was just sharing what I have learned from Jonathan. So this is the playback theater. Let's try this. And it took years. The first performance we did on stage was 1997.
Wow.
It took 3 years till we get ready on the stage as a performing company.
Wow. And after that, you started to perform more. What happened next?
Little by little, not so much.
Mm.
Well,
And
now we are very, very busy, but it took years.
And how many years is it's Playback Theatre AZ, right?
Yeah, so it was born as I told you, 1994.
So it is 28 years.
Yes, right.
And how is it to be part of the company or Playback Theatre company for 28 years? How does it feel?
Oh yeah, it's fun. Actually, I was the first director when we started.
Yeah.
And we continued. And when I got 70 years old, 3 years ago, I decided to retire. So I am not the director of my company now anymore. I am just one of the company members.
Wow.
And I feel so happy about it. No obligation, no burden. Just I can enjoy playback theater with my loving company members. It took almost 30 years.
Wow, amazing. And what was the Way of Playback Theatre in Japan? Is it spread now? Is it quite popular?
It's difficult to say popular. Some knows, some heard of, some are enjoying, some are performing, some are doing just for themselves. Some are using this in their occupational area. So there are a variety of people who are engaged in playback theater in their own way. And yeah, so that's the situation.
How many companies are now in Japan actively?
Well, I don't think I know all, but maybe between 20 to 30.
Oh, 20 to 30, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think it's quite a lot.
Well,
if they're active.
Some are not so active. Some are very active, including everything, I mean.
And what about the Playback School of Japan? You run also the Playback School. When was it found?
Yeah, I am not retired yet from this job. I am the director of School of Playback Theatre. So there's a long story about this school and about Jonathan's visiting Japan. So Jonathan was visiting Japan once a year from 1985. And one organization was inviting Jonathan. And one day, the contract was end. It was the end. They didn't want to more. And it was so difficult to cope, this organization and Jonathan. So it meant there is no training at that time. And people wanted more chance to learn. Yeah. So I negotiated Jonathan to come and to teach again. And that was the beginning, 1998.
And then you started to manage all the courses and trainings in Japan from this school.
Yeah, right. So fortunately, I am from the business world. So meaning I am the superb business person. So I think I am very good at how to run this organization, how to run this school, how to plan, how to get students, how to pay trainers, how to sustain, how to be sustainable. So I think it's quite successful.
Wow, I hope we can have a workshop from you soon about it. I think we all need it.
Yeah, it will be a topic. Right.
So you also train the trainers that now are training in Japan.
Right.
It was a quite long journey, maybe.
Sure, of course. So we are offering a core training, and then level 2, level 3, level 4 until graduation. And after graduates, I train them to be better trainers. So there's a long way. And the School of Playback Theatre Japan has everything now.
Nice, really nice. And what about the book? What was its way of creating and going out first in Japan?
Right. So the first book is Japanese book. So this is the original. So
I like the cover. It's amazing.
And then it came to the English version.
I like the pink one.
And then it became the Chinese one, and the Russian, and the Bulgarian, and the Korean book is coming soon.
Oh, that's so nice.
So this is the first book I wrote. 2006. The reason I wrote this book is for the Japanese students who are very serious, and they wanted to know the theory or the very left-brained source of what is playback theater. And since I was learning from Jonathan, I had a lot documents or papers or text in English. I mean,
yes,
there are books written by Joe Salas, by Jonathan Fox, and there are many famous books in English only.
Yes.
So in general, Japanese people are not so good at, English. So they wanted to read or understand in Japanese.
Yes.
Especially when they go to the level 4 graduation,
yes.
They need to write thesis, papers. And when they write paper, they need some references.
Yes.
Someone said blah, 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 and the other said blah, blah, blah. And they have nothing in Japanese.
Yes.
And they were, so struggling. And I felt they need something in Japanese. So many of these chapters are translation from Jonathan's book, Joe's book, or any other sources.
Yeah.
So that's the beginning for the school students who are going to write thesis, papers to graduate. That was my first motivation.
Yeah, I connect a lot with what you're saying, because with us, it's quite the same. People in Bulgaria speak English a lot, but still it's not the same when you read something in your own language. Soon after I started to learn playback, of course, I have all the books in English in my library, but I found out that for people, it's not that easy to read them. So I started to search for options for translations, and it's quite hard and it's expensive. And I'm so grateful to you for your support, because only your support for publishing this book made it possible. Yes, definitely, because if it wasn't these best conditions you gave us and your total support of all the way we started to chat long ago, 2018.
I remember.
I found the book during my leadership in Estonia, And I think Michael Cheng gave it to me, and I was instantly in love with it. But I really liked the language, the way things are explained, and I really liked how small it is, but still how that's amazing. It is really small, but it have it all. I mean, it's amazing.
Very concise and very essential. I mean,
exactly what I needed as trainer. Exactly what I needed. And then I need to say that a lot of people worked with me for us to be here and now, because some of the money for publishing this book has been gathered by every public performance of one of our previous courses, which now is Playback Theatre Tell Me. And every performance, the money we gathered, small amount of money, but still we gathered them little by little. And we gathered all the money for the publishing the book. And Teodora Kotseva, also Teodora Kotseva was the first person that really helped me of organizing and coordinating the process. And now I want to invite our translator, Maria Matracheeska. Masha, please come with us. I'm so grateful and happy.
Hello, Tzveta. Hello, Kayo.
That we found each other, and Masha is our trainee, and she's also a translator. So it was a magic match that we had, because we definitely needed this kind of translator who is both playbacker and professional translator. So I'm really happy that we started the work with Masha. I don't know, Masha, how long ago it was? Maybe 1-2 years?
I think 2 years ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, Masha started to work on translation. Then we needed time to find out the editors, all of the process.
I know.
So we are really happy that we managed, and we are quite ready now. But Masha, please say a few words about your way with the book.
Yes, of course. Well, for me, it was meeting with Tzveta. I started my playback training in the basic course she organized, and then I proceeded doing another basic course because I liked a lot what she's doing. And the way the course is made, so I really fell in love with playback. And maybe at the 3rd year of my courses, of my trainings as playbacker, she came to me with this idea of having the first playback book translated into Bulgarian, and I was like, wow! I mean, it's great, because this is for me an opportunity to join the two things I love most, because I love translating and I'm in love with playback theater. So I was able to join these two things that I love. And for me, it was really not working. It was like exploring something very, very interesting and close to my heart. So I'm very, very happy that we have this book finally, really. And I really hope it will be the first book that will open a way of new possibilities to learn and explore how playback is has been how can I say, has been living in this, has been existing in this worldwide, because it's a great experience that we have in this book, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, it's fun. It's fun to translate what we like it, but it's also quite difficult to put in the right word we want to express.
Exactly. And I must say, yeah, that Masha's translation it's really good. I mean, only Bulgarians can see it, but it's really precise, and it's really good. I'm so happy that this way of the book found this ending, because I think it was really the best way possible for us to do that. And I also hope that this first pink book.
So this is the original Japanese book,
and it's the Bulgarian cover.
Thick. And there are more chapters, more details.
Yeah. This first.
So I think the first barrier, the first difficult thing was translating from Japanese to English.
Yeah.
So this was the hardest part. From English to Russian, English to Chinese, or English to other language, much less. And so there's a story. Do you know Veronica?
Yeah.
Nieder?
Yeah, of course.
She was the one who promoted most. When I talked my book about Veronica to Veronica about this book, Veronica said, "Why don't you translate into English?" And it looks like a dream. No. It's a big stuff, and I don't think I can do it. And so Veronica pushed me. And so I asked some students who can do one chapter, one student, one chapter, one student, one chapter to one student, and we collected. But still there's a variety of the quality of English, and we need someone who can supervise the English. And this English teacher wasn't a playback theater person, so sometimes it was difficult to put into the right words. And then finally, Veronica did everything.
Wow.
Veronica read all the English words, and she put it in a very, very good English. So without Veronica, it won't happen anything.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, because Veronica Nieder is an amazing trainer. She's retired, and I'm really happy that I have been learning from her, and I'm so grateful about it. And now I know this huge work, because if it isn't for the English translation, we wouldn't have it in Bulgaria. So
yeah, that's true. So that's true. Veronica did a big thing. So as a matter of fact, Veronica and I graduated together in 1995. Veronica and I were the classmates.
Amazing. Yes. This is so nice.
Yes.
The Way of Playback Theatre is so profound, so fun, so touching. It's amazing. And I hope our Bulgarian Playback Theatre Society will have this path in its all colors. And now we are quite at the end of our conversation, and I would like you to say something to our Playback Theatre Society and for the readers of the book in Bulgaria.
Okay. So this would be the first time I meet you, but I hope we can meet again in many ways, online or face-to-face. So this is just the beginning, and this is my next chapter in my life. So I feel your love, and I feel your enthusiastic mood from chatting, two of you. So there are more and more people behind you in your country. How wonderful it is to imagine there are many people in your country. I want to see you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I really hope that we will manage to realize our idea of you coming to Bulgaria and leading workshops, which we have had in 2020, but because of COVID, it couldn't happen. But still, I hope that we'll manage to to do this. I really hope, and thank you for the support. Thank you for writing the book in the first place, and for the support for our translation. And I really want to thank all the people in the way of publishing this book, because many people helped.
Yes.
Also our audience who have been to these performances, and the performance, and all the people that were part of this journey. And thank you so much. And now I think we can start spreading.
Thank you.
Yeah.